Hello, everyone. I'm Alessandra, and today my group and I would like to discuss the problem of finding student housing in Sydney. First, I would like to introduce my group members, Ibrahim and Penny. I will introduce the problem, Ibrahim will discuss some consequences of the problem, and Penny will offer some solutions. I will then conclude our presentation. Please feel free to ask us any questions at the end. Right, let's begin with a question. How many of you had trouble finding somewhere to live when you came to Sydney or when you wanted to move house? Okay, I can see about half of you did. Let's focus for a minute on the term student housing. By this we mean a variety of housing such as homestays, shared apartments, studio apartments for singles, or on-campus accommodation such as colleges, such as these. International students need to live somewhere while they're studying. However, the problem we have is that there is simply not enough student housing for international students. Take a look at this diagram. Here you can see that student housing availability close to Sydney's universities has dramatically fallen over the last 5 years. As a result, students have had trouble finding accommodation, and this can have serious consequences on their personal lives and their study. Is this clear so far? Okay, I'm going to hand over now to Ibrahim, who will look at the results of this in more detail.
Thanks, Alessandra. Hello, everyone. I'm Ibrahim, and I would like to begin by discussing three main consequences for international students regarding student housing in Sydney. First, is everyone clear on the term consequence? By consequence, I mean a result or an effect of something, and in this case, I mean the negative results of not enough student housing. In other words, what its effect is on you as international students. As you can see in my slide, the three main consequences are: 1. Students have to live far from the university and spend time and money on travel. 2. Students may have to spend more money than their budget allows at the hotel until they find suitable accommodation. 3. Students can find themselves in uncomfortable and possibly dangerous situations if they have nowhere to live. Now, let's look at point 1 in more detail. Hands up if any of you live far from the university. Okay. And who lives close by or walks to uni? Right. I'm sure you will all agree that the students who live far away are more disadvantaged than those who live close by. Firstly, the fortunate students who find housing close to the university have more time to study or complete daily tasks, as they do not have to spend their time travelling. Secondly, the money they save on travel can be used for other more important things, such as university textbooks. And thirdly, they enjoy the conveniences that those who live far away cannot enjoy, such as working in the library until late, or being able to attend evening classes. Right, let's move now on to point 2. Another unfortunate result of this problem is that students sometimes have to spend money at a hotel or hostel until they find suitable accommodation. Let me give you an example. If you have trouble finding a place to live, or if you find a place but it is not available until a certain date, you still have to live somewhere in the meantime. If you're lucky, you might be able to stay with a friend or classmate, but if not, you may have to spend significant amounts of money at a hostel, or perhaps even a hotel. Perhaps some of you have been in this situation, so, as a result, you suffer financially. Moving on now to point 3. The most dangerous problem that may be a direct result of no student housing is that students can find themselves in uncomfortable and possibly dangerous situations if they have nowhere to live. In our research, we came across many newspaper articles of students being involved in dangerous situations, such as late-night muggings, that's when someone steals your wallet, or even your watch or shoes when you're walking alone at night, staying in small apartments with dozens of other people, or even sleeping on the street. I am sure that none of you would like to experience this yourselves. Our parents send us to Australia because they believe it is a safe country, yet the reality is that we could quite easily find ourselves in these dangerous situations if we can't find somewhere to live. I am sure that many of you will agree that these are all serious consequences of the bigger problem that is student housing. I would now like to invite my group member Penny to discuss what some of the solutions to these problems could be. Thank you.
Hello everyone. As you know, I'm Penny. Is everyone following the discussion so far? Yes? Good. Well, so far we have focused on this big problem of student housing. Thankfully, there may be some solutions to this problem. In our view, a lot could be done to help prevent students from suffering all the negative consequences that my teammate Ibrahim referred to. Let's examine point 1, that is, students living far from the university. We believe that one method to deal with this problem is for the university to take more responsibility towards its students, especially the students that it encourages to come from overseas. The university should seriously consider the need for student housing and come up with a strategic plan to build more college accommodation. We all admire the new buildings and centres that have been recently constructed, such as the library and the teaching hospital. Well, I ask you, where are the new colleges? We believe that it is the responsibility of the university to also provide student housing. Let's move straight to point 2. If students have nowhere to live and must go to a hostel or hotel, then why can't they pay student rates? If you go to the movies, there is a student discount. The same goes for gym membership. Local students even have public transport discounts. So why must it be so difficult for us international students to survive on a daily basis? This is again something that the university should push. One clever solution is to develop a business relationship with local hostels and hotels. Encourage a student rate, and everyone could benefit from the situation. Finally, point 3. Students finding themselves in uncomfortable and dangerous situations if they have nowhere to live. We think that there is a way to reduce the dangers. The solution is simple. Rather than finding themselves alone in a strange city, students need contacts and points of reference. One example of this is homestay families. The university currently provides contacts to homestay agents, but it could again take more responsibility and organize its own database of homestays. The university could provide a financial incentive to families or offer them university services such as access to the gym, pool, and library in exchange for the home and care services they provide to students. So why can't more homes be opened up to welcome international students, especially homes close to the university? So these are some explanations of the problem of student housing in Sydney and the possible solutions to the problem. Thank you for your attention. And now we will return to Alexandra, who will provide a conclusion.
Thanks, Penny. So today we discussed the problem of student housing and suggested a few solutions. To review our topic, we looked at 1. Students living far from the university and spending time and money on travel. 2. Students spending over their budget at hotels or hostels until they find suitable accommodation. And 3. Students finding themselves in uncomfortable and possibly dangerous situations if they have nowhere to live. I'm sure you all understand these problems well, or may have even experienced them personally. Next, we looked at some possible solutions. Basically, we showed that the university could take more responsibility in every aspect. Regarding point 1, it could provide more student housing. For point 2, the university could develop a business relationship with local hotels and students could receive discounted rates. And finally, regarding point 3, the university could develop its own homestay database and offer Australian families benefits for taking in international students. To sum up, we believe that the university should step in and take control of this problem and provide solutions for international students. Now, we hope you have a better understanding of the problems we presented and the solutions we suggested. We will be happy to answer any of your questions at this point.